I recently turned 40 and I was thinking, what advice would I give to my younger self? I've had a little think about it, and these are 40 things that I'll tell a younger Craig in order to help him have a successful, happy and fulfilling life. So to kick this off, number one is a quote from one of my favourite comedians, and that is from Ricky Gervais. And the quote goes, "Relax, nobody else knows what they're doing either." And to me, that's such a powerful message. When you're younger and maybe you don't really know what you're doing, you think other people do, and therefore maybe you value yourself less. But if you go in with a mindset that other people maybe don't know what they're doing, it's that kind of fake it till you make it mentality. And if you can go there with confidence, there's every chance that you're going to rise the ladder quicker and you're going to make it to the top. And that leads me well into number two as well, which is giving yourself a chance to fail. Now, especially for me when I was younger, failure was an option that I didn't even want to consider. But actually, some of the times where you'll grow the most is actually through your failures. And the way that you can do this is to set up support structures around you that if you do fail, it's not the end of the world. So for example, within your work, within your personal life, within your sports teams, whatever it is, if you give yourself the chance to fail, the chance to do something new, maybe push yourself to a limit where you don't know if you can hit, sometimes you're going to succeed and you're going to grow. Other times, if you fail, you then know your limits and you might learn something new from that experience. Tip number three is just to speak up. For me, when I was younger, especially within a larger crowd, I kind of went into myself a little bit. And it wasn't until my late 30s that I had the confidence to speak up and not worry about what other people thought. Now, if I could impart some advice on my 20-year-old self, it would be don't be afraid to speak up. Too often, chances pass you by just staying quiet and staying in the background. And not every single one of your ideas is going to be the best thing in the world. But again, by talking up, people get to know you a little bit better. You might be given chances that you wouldn't if you don't speak up. Number four is just accept that not everyone's going to like you. And that's fine. You don't need to make everyone in the world like you. Just like this YouTube video, right? There's going to be some people who watch it and really appreciate what I'm doing. And there's going to be other people who think I'm a bit naive or whatever. And that's fine. You don't have to please everyone. And actually, you shouldn't even try to please everyone. Because if you're trying to please everyone, at the end of the day, you're going to be this flat line here that's trying to be a bit wishy-washy. And you're not actually going to be yourself. And your true personality won't shine through. So be yourself and don't try to please everyone. Number five, when you feel overwhelmed or you feel your emotions rising up, stop and think before reacting. It's far too easy in the heat of the moment to just react. Whereas if you take a deep breath, take a moment to consider what your options are, 9 out of 10 times you're going to react in a much better way. Whether that's within a confrontation, whether it's, a difficult moment at work or in your personal life, if you just take a step back, take a moment and think before reacting, it's going to help you so much. Now on to a little bit of money orientated tips. And number six, probably one of the most important things that I've experienced so far, is save a little and often. Most people out there won't be able to save a load of money every month and build a big pot. But if you're starting at 20, 21 years old and you're just saving £50 a month, that's going to build and build and build over the years. And the earlier you can get going, the bigger the pot will be by the time you turn 40. And that's going to give you a fantastic pot when you want to buy a house, when you want to get married, or for your retirement when you're older. And speaking about retirement, tip number 7 is to pay into your pension. Now, I think this is mandatory here in the UK, but there's options back in the day where you could opt out of paying into your pension, and you should not be doing that. You get tax savings from paying into your pension, and it's just a good thing to do to just put it in there, forget about it, and then hopefully when you're 60, 65, 70, however old you're going to be when you retire, that's going to be a nice pot on top of your state pension or whatever you're going to get to help you have a happy retirement. But trust me, as you're getting a bit older, you're going to start thinking about retirement more and more. And when you do that, you're going to wish that you started saving earlier. So yes, make sure you're paying into your pension. It's something you can just forget about for now, but in the long term, it's going to help you out no end. And that leads nicely into tip number 8, which is make sure you think about your future. So what I did when I was growing, when I was trying to figure out where I wanted to be, is I set myself a 5-year plan. Now, that's not gone exactly how I wanted it to. I didn't know I'd be making YouTube videos and selling books and those kind of things. But along the way, I was thinking about where I want to be. what I want to be doing with my life, those kind of things. And so if you're thinking about the future, if you're setting plans in place, it's going to help you get to where you want to be. Tip number 9 is to make fitness a priority. Yes, it's very well and good doing a little bit here and there, but when you're younger, when you've got the energy, when you've got the physical ability, if you're making fitness a priority every single week, you're going to reap the benefits over time. Because when you get to 40 and you've got a bit of a bad back, if you're doing exercise and you're building a strong core in your 20s and 30s, that bad back's probably not going to bother you as much. Then when you're 50 or 60 and you've got bad knees, maybe you've got arthritis, whatever it is, all of the strength work you're doing, all of the conditioning work you're doing is going to help you, I think, over time. It's much easier to get going with your fitness, to manage your weight, to do some strength training when you're younger, rather than it is getting going at 40 or 50. So while you're young, make sure you prioritize your fitness. Tip number 10 is one mostly to myself, and that's to cut down on sugar and sweeteners. Now, I went through a huge phase, probably between 15 and 30, of having tons of fizzy drinks, sweets, whatever it would be. And not only was that not great for my fitness and for my health, but it also did a ton of damage to my teeth. And teeth, as an adult, you only get one set, so you need to look after them. And tip number 11 would also be to don't skip the dentist or hygienist. Yes, they're not fun to go to, especially when you need a filling or something. But when I was younger, I used to skip those and then the problems would get worse. And just like most things in life, the sooner you see to them, the better they will be. So don't skip the dentist, don't skip the hygienist, and also make sure you're flossing. Looking after your teeth is super important, and it's something that I wish I did sooner. Tip number 12 is to make time for your family. Now, this of course could have been number 1, because family is so important. And as you're working and you're building in your 20s and 30s, it's so easy to go weeks without talking to your family. But make sure you find the time, make sure you put in the effort, ring your parents, ring your family, make sure they're okay. And if you can find the time, make sure to visit them a bit more often as well. Family is precious. And as you get older, your family's going to get older. Make sure you are appreciating those times while you have them. Tip number 13 is to let yourself be uncomfortable. By this, I mean to push yourself out of your comfort zones. That's where true growth happens. When you're putting yourself into a situation where you don't really feel comfortable, you're going to learn new things. Maybe about a topic, maybe about how you react to a certain scenario. But putting yourself outside those comfort zones is a fantastic thing for growth, especially when you're a little bit younger. Number 14 is to not sweat the small stuff. It's so easy to get so laser focused in on something that's actually not that important. But at the time, it feels like the biggest thing in the world. Now, if you can zoom out a little bit and take a look at the bigger picture around you, you're going to realize that that thing you're laser focused in doesn't really matter that much. And so therefore, it's not worth your energy to waste so much time and effort focusing on that one small thing. A really cool visualization exercise that I do to try and help me take a little step back is I will look top down on myself. I will then zoom out until I'm getting smaller and smaller. I'll go all the way into space until I see the whole Earth with millions and millions of little dots, which are loads of little people. And then I will think, how big is my problem? Now, sometimes you might think it's quite big, but that's a good way to realize, the world's a big place. There's bigger problems going on, and hopefully taking a bit of a broader look at things will help you be able to manage those little issues a bit better. Number 15 is to practice gratitude, whether that's having a journal or whether that's just being grateful for everything in your life that's positive. But I've found having a glass half full mentality has helped me so much over the years. And if you can do that and just focus on the positives in your life, you're going to be a happier person, and you're also going to be a more pleasant person to be around as well. Tip number 16 is to listen to the advice you give others. Let's say a friend comes to me for relationship advice. They're questioning the relationship, they're not sure it's right, but they're also scared to let go. I might tell them, this person's probably not right for you. It's best to cut it off now and find the person that's right for you. But then when I'm in that situation, I might not listen to my own advice. So sometimes when you're in those situations, think about what advice will I give to someone else in my situation, and then try and listen to that advice as well. That's also a way to think with your head a little bit more than your heart. Tip number 17 is to put down your phone. It's so easy these days to just waste hours and hours and days just scrolling through social media. Yeah, there's a time and a place for that. It's great to relax, it's great to take in loads of information and news and catch up with friends and all that kind of stuff, but you're missing out on so many different things by just being so focused on your phone. Especially when you're at events or out with friends or family, try it and live in the moment. So put your phone down, because I think you're going to enjoy those moments more if you're not just mindlessly focused in on your mobile device. Number 18, this isn't for everyone, but it was for me, and that's to game responsibly. Sometimes if you get really into a game, you can waste hours or days getting really into a deep new game. And yeah, gaming's great if you're enjoying it, but try and limit the amount of hours you're spending in one evening playing your game, because there's other things you could be doing. So enjoy gaming, but game responsibly. Tip number 19 is to learn every day. Whether that's just having a look on Google, whether it's watching the news, reading a book, whatever it is, try and learn one thing every day. That's going to broaden your horizons over time. Perhaps it will make you more interested in doing an online course or something like that. But if you're trying to grow and broaden your mind, that can only be a good thing for the future. And that leads me into tip number 20, which is to broaden your mind. So quite a few years ago now, when I was 30, I did an online course about philosophy. Now, that's got nothing to do with my work or what I talk about with my friends, but it's just something I was a little bit interested in. So I thought, why not? It's going to broaden my mind, and yeah, it has. The random things that you learn when you're trying to expand your mind and learn new things, it opens up a world of new conversations and a way of new thought patterns, and I'd highly recommend doing so. Number 21 is to practice what you love. So let's say you enjoy musical instruments, you enjoy painting, drawing, writing, whatever it is, practice. When I was younger, I would get frustrated because I'd enjoy doing something and I wouldn't be the best at it straight away. But it's because you've not practiced. There's a phrase out there that says it takes around 10,000 hours to become an expert in something. So let's say you really enjoy painting. Practice for 10,000 hours and you'll reach your potential. That's kind of the way to think about it, in my opinion. I was playing guitar and I would just play around, learn a few things here and there, but I didn't take the time to practice and learn it properly. And so then when I'll come to playing a song, I'll get a bit frustrated. But if I would practice and I'd listen to this advice that I would have given myself back then, it would be practice, and you will improve. Staying on the learning topic, tip number 22 is to be a sponge. Especially when you're a little bit younger, being so open and receptive to learning is going to help you a ton. Whether it's in the work situation or within a hobby, if you're not just boarded off to learning, if you're open to expanding and learning new things, you're going to be a great person to be around, and you're also going to grow very quickly. Let's say you're at a new job and your manager's trying to teach you new things. If you're super receptive, if you're asking questions, if you're making notes, you're going to take all of his teachings on board. Whereas if you just think you know it all already and you're not letting yourself be that sponge, you're not going to grow as much. Number 23 is to be open. It's quite easy to make yourself a little bit closed off, especially when you're feeling a bit uncomfortable about a topic. But if you let yourself be open and let the other people around you share their views and take them in before you respond, there's every chance you're going to learn something new. And I think it's a fantastic thing to be open to other people's views and not just have your one view solidified in your mind. And that's, again, another way to grow in your personal life. Be open to other people's views, be open to other cultures, and don't just have something set in your mind and be unwilling to change. Be willing to change, be willing to hear other people, and you're going to become a more well-rounded person. Number 24 is to get into good habits. Whether that is waking up and stretching, whether it's doing some press-ups and sit-ups in the evening. If you get into those good habits, they're going to become part of your everyday life. And what's great about these habits is they're going to compound over time. You're going to learn from them, you're going to improve from them, and just setting yourself good habits is going to help you no end in the long term. Number 25 is to read more books. Reading is a fantastic escape. And sometimes you're just sitting in front of the TV. Yes, you're taking in this amazing thing in front of you, but it is sometimes a little bit mindless. Whereas if you're reading, you're thinking about what's going on a little bit more on the page. Perhaps your imagination and creativity will take over. So make sure you read when you can, because it's a fantastic way to increase your creativity. And again, on the book side, 26 is to read more non-fiction. This is one that I don't do often enough, but there's some fantastic non-fiction books out there that are going to help you improve in loads of different areas. Whether it's altering your mindset, whether it's helping you with a business, whether it's learning a new language, whatever you want to do, those non-fiction books out there can help you grow as well. Tip number 27 is to journal important moments in your life. Now, one of my best mates out there, he's got a journal from university, and he'll still read me today when we're 40, some excerpts from his journal that he did when he was 18. And let me tell you, when I think back to when I was 18 and I first went to uni, yeah, I've got a few memories, but I don't remember those funny little details. Whereas my friend does, because he's got them all written down, he's journaled how he's thinking. And when you look back on it, or when you tell your children about these life events, if you've journaled them, you're going to be able to relive those moments, which is absolutely fantastic. Number 28 is to take photos and videos. Again, along the journaling side, just collecting a moment is such a beautiful thing, especially if it's an important event, whether it's just being with some friends or family. And yes, photos are amazing, but if you can take a little video to look back on over the years, those video moments are absolutely magical. Number 29 is to be a shoulder for others. Have empathy, listen to other people and be there, be present for people when they have a bit of a problem or they just need someone to listen to them. Your relationship with that person is going to grow infinitely because of that. And then leading into tip number 30 is to let others be a shoulder for you. And if you've been a shoulder for someone, there's every chance that they're going to be there for you when you need them as well. So it's that give and take sort of side to the relationship. And letting people be a shoulder for you, be open, be vulnerable. Don't just shove everything down. Because from my experience, if you do that, it's just going to come out in a moment where you don't want it to come out. So be vulnerable, talk to your friends and family. It's going to help you work through your emotions. Number 31 is to apply yourself. Whether that's to studying, to work, to your hobbies, make sure you give it your all. Because else you're going to look back in 10 or 20 years and wonder, what if? And that's not a place you want to be in. You don't want to wonder, if I just worked a little bit harder, maybe that would have led to this and this. Instead, I'm over here. So make sure you're applying yourself and give 100% to everything that you do. But then on the flip side, number 32, don't stress too much about the result. So what I'm suggesting is give 100%. But then when you're given that 100%, don't stress too much if you've not got where you want to be. Because if you're given everything that you've got, you're not always going to get to exactly where you want to be. But knowing that you gave everything means that you can just chill out a little bit and not worry too much about the result. Number 33 is realize when one door closes, another opens. And this is something that I've found so often in life. There's been numerous occasions where I was supposed to get a job, but something's happened and it's fallen through. And that career would have led me on this path. Instead, I've come on this path, and that's led to loads of different opportunities. And it's the same in personal life, in relationships, in finance. Don't get so bogged down about one path. Because the likelihood is, if something happens on that path that diverts you along another journey, that there's every chance this journey is going to be even more fulfilling. So don't worry too much if one path doesn't lead to where you think it's going to, because there's loads of options out there. Tip number 34 is to celebrate your wins. Too often you might be in your head thinking, I want to get right to the top. And then as you're progressing down here and chipping away, you're not celebrating each little win. And then when you get to the top, you're like, okay, I've made it, great. But you've missed out on the journey. You've reached your destination, but you've not appreciated your journey. And so that's why you need to appreciate and celebrate your wins along the way. And number 35 as well, I'd say celebrate your losses. If you do something, if you fail, celebrate it. You're going to learn from that loss. And hey, at least you tried, right? It's so much better to try and not succeed than it is to not try at all. Number 36 is to surround yourself with the right people. Whether that's at work or within your personal life, surround yourself with like-minded people who share the same goals, ambitions, and values. They're going to be your core people that you build your life with. They're going to be your friends that are there for when you have a problem, when you have an event and you want to get together and have a fun time. And from what I've found, those people that you have those kind of things in common with, they're going to be your friends for life. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. Number 37 is to just consider your carbon footprint. Global warming is a very important topic at the moment. And so if you've got the opportunity to maybe walk instead of drive, maybe cut down on your airplane travel or whatever it is, It's just something to start considering. It's something that I didn't really think about 20 years ago, but I definitely think a little bit more about now. So if I'm giving advice to 20, 30-year-olds, it's just consider your carbon footprint. I wouldn't be too OTT about it, but it's definitely something to consider. Tip number 38 is a goal without a plan is just a wish. So wherever you want to be in life, set a plan for it. That plan that you put in place is going to be what helps you to get there. If you just say, I want to be a CEO, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to get there? If you're not putting a plan in place, it's just a pipe dream. Where if you put a plan in place of, right, over the next 2 years, I'm going to do this, 5 years, I'm going to do this, I need to get this skill, that's going to help you to reach your goal. Tip number 39 is the best time to start is now. It's so easy to put something off till tomorrow, till next week, till next month, next year. But if you've got something that you want to do, stop watching this video, click the like button before you go, but start doing that thing that you want to be doing. The best time to start is now. Don't put it off anymore. And then to finish it off, tip number 40 is it's never too late. I've just started playing cricket again for my local town. I'm 40. Yes, it would have been great to play when I was 25, but it's something I enjoy. It's never too late. If you want to be an author, if you want to be a painter, if you want to start your own business, it's not too late. Just put a plan in action, set yourself some goals, realize how you're going to achieve it, and then get going. So those are my tips that I would give to 20 and 30-year-old me. I hope that some of them were useful for you as well. But I'd love to know from you. What are your top 5 tips that you would give yourself when you were 20 years old? Drop them down in the comments below and let's see how many of those I've included in this and how many I've missed out. I hope the video is useful. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.